What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to go over what's in the bag. We're a few weeks into the TGC season. We've got almost all of the levels, so we're at level 49 here at the time of recording this. We'll go over the skills, we'll go over what clubs are in the bag, yardages, stats, all that good stuff. I'm going to take the cam off here just so I'm out of the way, and we're going to walk through it. I hope you guys enjoy. So first up, we've got our driver, which is carrying 302 yards. Now, I'd like to start with we are on the sculptor build. So as you're going to see as we go through this, we've got a very heavy dosage of shaping stats. We also are lower on lie range. Now, given the fittings that we've gotten thus far, we've just been very heavy on shaping fittings. The one thing I would like to change in this bag is have a little bit more lie range, a little bit less shaping, because the club gaps they'll still make sense with less shaping on the clubs. So again, we've got the driver here. I'm just going to go through one by one just to give an overview. Got a 258 yard 3-wood, 240 on the 3 hybrid. We've got a 218 4-iron, 206 on the 5-iron, 196 on the 6-iron, 185 on the 7-iron, 175 on the 8, 164 on the 9. We have 153 on the pitching wedge, 139 on the gap wedge, 126 on the sand wedge, and 110 on the lob wedge. And then our putter, we've gone in favor of putt weight more than putt path. I'm pretty confident in my putt path personally, so I felt like weight was the way to distribute on this build. And before we move on to skills, obviously we have to cover the most important part of what's in the bag, and that is the aesthetics. So for the ball, we are rocking the Bridgestone Tour BXS Tiger Woods edition ball. Gotta rep Tiger, obviously. On the driver, we have the Titleist TSI 3. For the 3-wood, we have the Bridgestone Tour BJGR. The 3 hybrid is rocking the Titleist TS3. Irons, we have the Bridgestone Tour BJGR HF2s. And for the wedges, we have the Bridgestone Tour BXW1. And then on the putter, we're rocking the Scotty Cameron Newport 2. Now, if we go over into our skills, very heavily focused on driver, putter, and passives. So as you can see, we've got a fair number of the driver passives activated. Swing path off the tee. We've gone for off the deck. Extra flight off of the tee. Power boost off of the tee. And timing off of the tee. And you can see that in all of the skills here, we've gone for timing because my build, being that it's more power and swing plane, means that I need to get extra timing from elsewhere. So I'm taking the timing boost off of the tee and then also off of the fairway for the other clubs. Now, the other one that we have activated for the wood is the human metronome. Wanted to get timing off of the tee here. I personally am not hitting poor swing timing, hence why we didn't need to go beyond level 2. Just wanted to get the activation window as soon as possible and then go from there. Going on down to the putting. Some of these you just have to activate in order to unlock the next tier. So initially I had put one into putt path and then the rest of my points into the driver. Similarly, we get some putt path here if we're sinking putts from within 5 feet. You don't have a ton of these. I mean, it'll activate from time to time. There's a thought that maybe could go for a third here. There are a couple of points at the end that I was a little bit up in the air and we're trying some things. So speaking of that, the thing that we're trying is the power boost on the irons from the fairway. It's a bit of a risk because of club gaps, but if you remember back to our club gaps on the iron, from our 4-iron up to our 3 hybrid, and then our pitching wedge down to our gap wedge, both of those had pretty substantial gaps, more so on the upper end. And so that upper end, if we get more power, the 4-iron gets closer to the 3 hybrid, which is good because that's the hardest one to close the gap on shaping. We have a lot of shot shaping in our irons, so getting more yardage for the carry on the pitching wedge is only going to take us a little bit ahead of the gap wedge, but we should still be able to either loft the pitching wedge or de-loft the gap wedge to close gaps there. And most of the time, if we're going to be laying up for a wedge, we're not laying up all the way up to a gap or a pitching wedge. Most of the times we're able to lay it up more towards lob or sand to get more spin. So experimenting with this one, we'll see. I'll do another one of these videos in the future if we make some substantial changes to our skills or our clubs. So be on the lookout for that. But as it stands now, level 3 is probably going to be where we go with the last point here. That way it activates as soon as possible. We have the perfect pitch, level 3, just to get some spin on our pitch shots, help them to not roll out quite as much, or at least make it easier to stop those pitch shots when we do have them. And then also getting a little bit of a timing boost on chip shots. Chip shots are a place where I struggle personally on timing, so having that little bit of buffer when we miss our tempo, try not to send our ball too offline. And then back down to the last little bit of putting. Again, it is putt weight. We don't want the roll because I don't want more speed on the greens. If anything, I want less. So I'm never going to add roll onto the green. Putt path for landing it close. And then again, passive on putt weight, as that is where I personally find more value. Now, if you've got some struggle with your swing plane on putts, then maybe putt path is going to be more useful, but for me, putt weight is the way to go. So that's a brief rundown. Hopefully this was a useful video for those looking to see what I'm utilizing in my bag. As you can see, there are a lot of purple fittings on the clubs. You don't have to go full orange. Use what you got. Make the best of it. You can get some pretty good results even without a full orange fitting. So again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.